I'm back with game 3 of this 4-game series between the 1927 New York Yankees and the 1920 Cleveland Indians, part of my Great Teams of the Past Season 2, featuring teams from 1919 to 1930. First 2 games are on YouTube. They were great games, but all Indians. Game 1, Jim Bagby throws a 2-hit shutout. Cleveland wins that one 4-0. And then the last time out, game 2, Yankees actually led that one 4-2 after a 3-run homer by Tony Lazzeri. They took that 4-2 lead to the bottom of the ninth. The Indians tied the game, 2 runs, bottom of the ninth, sent it to extra innings. Bottom of the 11th, Doc Johnston reached base on an error. Then after 2 outs, the Indians' Steve O'Neill delivered a walk-off single. Final score, 5-4 Indians in 11 innings. So these two teams came in basically tied for the league lead at the start of this series. Now the Indians have won twice, the Yankees have lost twice. So on the standings, the Indians now 14-4, the Yankees 15-7. Indians, obviously, they've played a different amount of games. The Yankees haven't had their bye yet, but now the Indians with a one-game lead, but also the edge in the winning percentage. So games 3 and 4, action switches to Yankee Stadium and New York. Yankees will be the home team for the next 2 games. They'll also have the pitching edge for the next 2 games, so keep an eye on that. Yankees do need to start hitting, though. They have just 7 hits in the first 2 games, a 103 team batting average these past 2 contests. Cleveland's hitting .333 against the Yankees so far in this series. So, Indians 14-4, Yankees 15-7. Let's meet the starting lineups. First for the visiting Indians, Charlie Jameson will lead off and play left field. Doc Johnston's at first base. Tris Speaker's in center field. Elmer Smith is in right field. Steve O'Neill's the catcher. Larry Gardner's at third base. Ray Chapman's at shortstop. Bill Wamsgone is the second baseman. And Guy Morton is the starting pitcher for the Indians. Morton, in 4 starts, 2-1 with a 4.50 ERA. For the Yankees, Earl Combs leads off and plays center field. Tony Lazzeri's at second base. Babe Ruth is in right field. Lou Gehrig is the cleanup hitter, plays first base. Bob Musil's in left field. Pat Collins is at catcher. Mark Koenig's at shortstop. Joe Dugan's at third base. And the starting pitcher for the Yankees will be Dutch Reuther. 5 starts. Reuther has just a 1-1 record. He's got a 3.56 ERA. So those are the lineups. Let's play ball. Leading off for the Indians, it's Charlie Jameson. Jameson's batting .284 this season. He is 3 for 9 in the series. Jameson will start off with a slow roller to first base. Lou Gehrig will take it himself for the first out. Brings up Doc Johnson. Johnston's hitting .282 this season. He is 3 for 10 after the first 2 games. Johnston lifts a fly ball into left field. Bob Musil will make the catch, and there are 2 outs. Here's Tris Speaker. Speaker is batting .351. 3 for 9 in this series. Began the week ranked 5th in the league in hitting. And Speaker will also hit a fly ball into left. Musil will make the catch. 1-2-3 inning for Dutch Reuther. Bottom of the first, Earl Combs will lead things off for the Yankees. Combs hitting .340, second best on the Yankees, but 0 for 8 so far this series. And those 0 fors, a lot of key Yankees are 0 for in this series. And struggles continue for Combs. Morton strikes him out. There's Tony Lazzeri batting .291, 2 for 9 in this series. Did have a 3-run homer in game number 2. And Lazzeri with the first hit of the game. He is on board with a single. That'll bring Babe Ruth to the plate. Ruth's hitting .282. He's got 8 home runs, which ranks him tied for second in the league. Just 1 for 4 in the first 2 games, but has drawn 5 walks. So runner on first, 1 out for Ruth. And Ruth draws yet another walk. That'll put runners on first and second with 1 out. Lou Gehrig's coming to the plate. Gehrig 0 for 8 in this series, has dropped his season average to 277. And Gehrig pops it up behind the plate. It's going to stay in play. Steve O'Neill will make the catch for the second out. Here is Bob Musial. Musial, not all that long ago, was hitting over 400, began the series hitting 395 and ranked number 1 in the league, but he is 0 for 9 in this series. His average has dropped almost 40 points to 356. Ranks first in the league with 24 runs batted in. He's got a runner in scoring position here with 2 outs. Nope, struggles continue. Ground ball to short. Chapman has it, and the side is retired. On to the second inning. For the Indians, it'll be Elmer Smith. Smith has raised his average to a team best 354. He is 6 for 10 in this series. He's almost out-hit the Yankees. The Yankees had 7 hits total in the first 2 games. Elmer Smith had 6. And Elmer Smith, 66, gets to roll on his second column. 12 home runs in 1920. And he's got one here, a drive to right, and it is gone. Elmer Smith with a home run. The Indians lead 1-0. And that is a rare home run for the Indians, just their 3rd of the season. That's Smith's first. He's now 7 for 11 in this series. We mentioned the Indians' 3rd home run of the season. The Yankees have 25. So, still nobody out. Steve O'Neill comes to the plate. O'Neill's hitting 338. 3 for 9 in this series, has driven in 3 runs. O'Neill began the week ranked 7th in the league in hitting. And he's got another hit here. Lines one into left center field, falls in for a single. Larry Gardner comes to the plate, batting .271 this season, 2 for 7 in the series. Rear roll the white die that got hung up in the corner. Ground ball to second. Lazzeri has it, tosses it to Koenig covering second base. They got the first out. On to first. Nope, Gardner beats it out. Just a fielder's choice. So still a runner on first with 1 out for Ray Chapman. Chapman's 4 for 7 in this series, has raised his average to 211 on the season. Something good here, 33. He gets to roll on his second column. Just 3 home runs in 1920. And that 31 is going to result in a drive to right center field. It's back. It's back. It's gone. Ray Chapman, a 2-run home run. Second home run of the inning for the Indians. It is 3-0. Ray Chapman, his first home run of the campaign. He is now 5 for 8 in this series. It is 3-0 Indians. And the Yankees just falling apart. Shut out in the first game. Blew a 2-run lead in the 9th in game 2, and they've already fallen behind 3-0 here in the second inning. Here's Bill Wambsgans, nobody on, 1 out. Wambsgans hitting a team worst 159. He is really the only Indian struggling in this series, 0 for 8. and he puts one over the shortstop's head. It falls into left field for a base hit. Another hit for the Indians. So runner on here to the pitcher spot, Guy Morton. Morton is hitting 273, 3 for 11 on the season. He's going to look to sacrifice here, though. And terrible bunt, pops it up. The catcher has it. Pat Collins makes the catch. Bill Wamsgone wandered too far off of first base. Collins throws to first. Wamsgone can't get back in time. Double play. So that'll end the inning, but not before the Indians score 3 runs. The Elmer Smith solo homer, the Ray Chapman 2-run homer. The Indians had 2 home runs in their first 18 games. They had 2 there in the second inning. To the bottom of the second, Pat Collins to lead things off. Collins, 273 average this season. He is 1 for 8 in this series. That one hit was a home run. 66, chance for another one. Had 7 of them in 1927. Going to re-roll that red die that got hung up. And no, Collins does. Loop a ball into right field, falls in for a leadoff single. That'll bring Mark Koenig to the plate. Koenig 0 for 8 in this series. That has lowered his batting average to 181 on the season. But Koenig this time slaps a ball into center field. Pat Collins moves up a base. Koenig's aboard with a single. And runners on first and second, nobody out. Here's Joe Dugan. Dugan, a team worst 167 average, 2 for 8 in this series. And Morton has just walked Dugan to load the bases, nobody out. Dutch Reuther, the pitcher, coming to the plate, and Reuther is 2 for 9, 222 average so far this season. The Indians, let's see, what's average defense today? So 3-0 lead. Indians will play back on this one. Ground ball to second. Wamsgons has it. Flips it to the shortstop, Ray Chapman. They get the out at second base. Pat Collins does score. Second force out. So, first run of the game for the Yankees. It's now 3-1. And we still have runners on first and third with 1 out. Earl Combs coming to the plate. Combs struck out his first time up, is 0 for 9 in this series. Pops it up right side, drifting into foul territory. Bill Wamsgon's going to go collect it for the second out. So here's Tony Lazzeri. Lazzeri singled his first time up. This time, though, comebacker to the mound. Guy Morton has it. He throws over to first, and that's the third out. So the Yankees load the bases with no one out. They can only get 1 run out of it. And after 2 innings, it's 3-1 Cleveland. Top of the order for the Indians, Charlie Jamison to lead things off. 0 for 1 today. And Jamison will take ball 4. Here's Doc Johnston, 0 for 1. Oh, Lost the white die. Here we go. Let's see. Slow chopper in front of the mound. Reuther fields it. He goes to second. He gets the lead runner. Doc Johnson does make it to second on the fielder's choice. So here's Tris Speaker, 0 for 1 today. Speaker is hit by the pitch. And that'll put runners on first and second with one out for Elmer Smith, who homered last inning. Smith, 7 for 11 in this series. He looks at ball 1 and ball 2. And then he takes strikes 1, 2, and 3. Reuther strikes him out for the second out. So Steve O'Neill comes to the plate. He singled his first time up. 4 for 10 in the series now. And we have ground ball to third base. Dugans throws to second base. Tris Speaker slides in. He's out. But oh no, Tris Speakers is limping as he gets up. And Tris Speaker is going to have to leave the game with an injury. Bad, bad news for the Indians, who just lost their star player for the remainder of this contest. He'll be replaced by Joe Evans. All right. See if the Yankees can capitalize. Babe Ruth to lead off in the bottom of the third. Ruth walked for the 6th time in 3 games. He's got 25 walks in 23 games this season. And Ruth walks again. The Indians do not want to be beaten by Babe Ruth. They just keep putting him on base. And why not? The way Lou Gehrig and Bob Musial are hitting in this series. Gehrig 0 for 1 today, 0 for 9 in this series. And Gehrig strikes out for the first out. Here's Musial, 0 for 1 today, 0 for 10 in the series. Ground ball to second. Wamsgans has it, flips it to Chapman for the first out. On to first. Nope, Musial beats it out. Two outs now. Pat Collins comes to the plate. Collins had a single his first time up. And another walk issued by Guy Morton. Pat Collins is aboard. First and second, one out for Mark Koenig. Ground ball back to the pitcher. Morton has it. Throws over to first. Side retired. Yankees, for 3 innings, have already left 6 runners on base. Top of the 4th for the Indians, it'll be Larry Gardner, who is 0 for 1. Gardner will take a leadoff walk. Here's Ray Chapman, 2-run home run in the 2nd inning. He looks at ball 1 and ball 2. And then he looks at ball 3 and ball 4. first and second, nobody out. Both pitchers struggling with a bit of control here early on in this game. Bill Wambsgans comes to the plate. He singled his first time up. This time, fly ball to right. Babe Ruth will have it. Larry Gardner tags up, but he will stay put. So that's the first out. We come to the pitcher's spot, Guy Morton. Tried to bunt in the first inning, hit into a double play. He's going to look to bunt here again. Fouls off the first pitch. Fouls off the second pitch. And the third time's the charm. He does get it down, and it's a good one. He gets it down on the right side. Only play is to first. Both runners advance. So runners on second and third. 2 outs for Charlie Jameson. He is 0 for 1, walked his last time up. And Jameson strikes out. Reuther gets out of that one. And we go to the bottom of the fourth. Joe Dugan, he walked his first time up. And he walks a second time. Guy Morton, it's his 5th walk in 3+ innings. Reuther's given up 3 and 4. And here's Dutch Reuther. He's going to look to bunt Dugan over. Strike 1. And this is a good bunt. Gets it down left side. Gardner's only play is to first. So Dugan's on second base, 1 out. Back to the top of the order for Earl Combs, who is 0 for 2, 0 for 10 in the series. And he comes through with a single into center field. Joe Dugan's going to try to score. Joe Evans' throw, not in time. Dugan in safely. It's 3-2. And Earl Combs has his first hit of the series. It's a big one, an RBI single. That'll bring Tony Lazzeri to the plate. 1 out runner on first base. Lazzeri 1 for 2. Lazzeri strikes out with the second out. Here's Babe Ruth, has walked twice. 7 walks in 3 games. This time, Morton finds the strike zone. He strikes out Babe Ruth for the 3rd out. New York scores once. New York had fallen behind 3-0, but it's now 3-2 after 4. Top of the 5th, 2-3-4 hitters for Cleveland. Doc Johnston to lead things off. He is 0 for 2. 11, he gets to roll on his second column. Just 2 home runs in 1920. And this is going to be a base hit for Doc Johnston. Leadoff runners aboard with a single. This would be the Tris Speaker spot, but he left with an injury. So the Indians have Joe Evans now in the game replacing Tris Speaker. Evans, 2 for 5 at the plate. Limited action so far this season. But a very good hitter, 349 in 1920. Comebacker to the mound. Reuther has it, throws to second. Koenig has it, on to first. No, Evans beats it out. Just a fielder's choice. One out. Runner on first for Elmer Smith. A home run in the second inning, struck out his last time up. And Smith sends a screamer into right field. Joe Evans is going to go from first to third. Elmer Smith has another base hit. Elmer Smith is now 8 for 13 in this series. And the Indians have runners at the corners with one out. Steve O'Neill comes to the plate. O'Neill 1 for 2. Yankees are going to play deep and look for the double play. They had turned a whole bunch of double plays. I think it was last game. So they're going to aim for a double play here. Won't matter. Steve O'Neill, the 22, is, well, not a hit, but it is a deep fly ball to center field. Earl Combs will make the catch, but Joe Evans will tag and score on the sacrifice fly. So the Indians increased their lead to 2 runs. It's 4-2. That is O'Neill's 4th run batted in of the series. So runner on first, 2 outs. Here is Larry Gardner, 0 for 1, walked his last time up. And he looks at ball 1 and ball 2. And he looks at ball 3 and ball 4. Put runners on first and second, 2 outs. Ray Chapman coming to the plate. Homered his first time up, walked his second time up. This time, pops up into foul territory. The catcher, Pat Collins, will call for it and make the catch to end the inning. Cleveland scores once. The Indians now lead 4-2. Bottom of the 5th, 4, 5, 6 hitters for the Yankees, starting off with Lou Gehrig. Gehrig 0 for 2 today, 0 for 10 in the series. And his woes continue. Ground ball left side, Larry Gardner has it, throws over to first for the first out. Bob Musial. He must have dropped his average by 50 points this series. He is 0 for 11. Morton strikes him out. That'll bring Pat Collins to the plate. He is 1 for 1, singled his first time up, then walked. He walks again. Mark Koenig's 1 for 2. And Morton strikes him out to end the inning. We've played 5 full innings. Cleveland 4, New York 2. Indians have 4 runs on 6 hits. Yankees have 2 runs on 4 hits. 8, 9, and 1 hitters coming up for Cleveland, starting with Bill Wamsgans. Wamsgans 1 for 2. And he adds to his hit total. That one lands into left center field. He's on base with a single. Here's Guy Morton. He will be looking to sacrifice for the 3rd time today. First one didn't work out, hit into a double play. Second time was successful. And he looks at strike 1 and strike 2. And this one will work. Dutch Reuther will pick it up. His only play is to first. And Bill Wamsgans makes it to second base. So runner in scoring position with 1 out. Back to the top of the order, and Charlie Jamison, who is 0 for 2 with a walk. Re-roll the white die that got hung up in the corner. Jameson, first base open. He draws a walk. So first and second, 1 out for Doc Johnston. 1 for 3, singled his last time up. Pops it up, right side. Second baseman Lazari has it, and that's the second out. Here's Joe Evans, the replacement for Tris Speaker. 0 for 1 today. And Evans drives one into left field. Musial chases after it. Bill Wamsgon's going to try to score again. Second to third, he heads for home. Wamsgon's is in there safely. Charlie Jameson advances to third base. Joe Evans has himself an RBI single. It is 5-2 Cleveland. And that will bring the Indians' hottest hitter to the plate, Elmer Smith, 2 for 3 today with a home run, 8 for 13 in this series. Runners at the corners, 2 outs. Here is Elmer Smith. And unfortunate for Smith, that 55, not good enough. Fly ball to center field. Deep fly ball, but Earl Combs makes the catch for the third out. So the Indians, who led 3-0, saw that lead shrink to 3-2, have increased the lead back to 3 runs. It's 5-2, heading to the bottom of the 6th. Joe Dugan to lead things off. He is actually 0 for 0. He has walked twice today. This time does make contact. Fly ball to right. Elmer Smith has it for the first out. We're to the pitcher spot. Dutch Reuther. He is pitched 6 innings, given up 5 runs and 8 hits. I think we will call it a day for Dutch Reuther. Johnny Grabowski will come up and pinch hit. Grabowski 3 for 10 at the plate this season. And Morton strikes him out for the second out. Here's Earl Combs. Began this series 0 for 10, but finally singled in his last plate appearance. He'll hit a ground ball right side. Doc Johnston will take it himself. 1-2-3 inning for Guy Morton. Yankees need a new pitcher. They are going to go to George Pipgrass. Pipgrass is just making his second appearance of the season. He will be facing the Indians. 5, 6, 7 hitters, starting with Steve O'Neill. O'Neill's 1 for 2 as a sacrifice fly. And he will hit a bouncer to shortstop. Mark Koenig will throw over to first for the first out. Larry Gardner's 0 for 1, has walked twice. Fly ball into left. Bob Musial makes the catch. There are 2 outs. Ray Chapman, 1 for 2, homered his first time up. And he'll hit a fly ball into center field, which Earl Combs will catch. Pipgrass with a 1-2-3 inning. And we have reached the 7th inning stretch. We go to the bottom of the 7th. 2, 3, 4 hitters for the Yankees. Tony Lazzeri, he is 1 for 3 today. Lazzeri hits a fly ball into left field for Charlie Jamison to catch for the first out. Here's Babe Ruth, has walked twice, struck out his last time up. And Morton strikes him out for the second time. Lou Gehrig, 0 for 3 today, 0 for 11 in this series. And he hits a ground ball up the middle, but Ray Chapman gets to it, throws over to first, gets him out. 1, 2, 3 inning for Guy Morton, and we go to the 8th inning. Bill Wambsgans to lead things off here. Wambsgans 2 for 3. Pipgrass will strike him out for the first out. So here's the pitcher, Guy Morton. 7 innings, he's given up 2 runs on 4 hits, but has also given up 6 walks. So Cleveland used their bullpen ace for 2 innings. In the last game, they went extra innings. And they don't necessarily have anybody else as good as Morton, so they're just going to let Morton go. Morton, it's a grounder to short. Koenig throws him out for the second out. Charlie Jamison's 0 for 2, has walked twice. And Pipgrass strikes him out. Another 1, 2, 3 inning. Bottom of the 8th, Yankees trailing 5-2. 5, 6, 7 hitters coming up. Bob Musial is the first one. Musial 0 for 3 today, 0 for 12 in the series. He was hitting .395 at the start of this series. He has got to be down to 340s at this point. Unbelievable turn of events. He was the league MVP for the first half of the season, no doubt about it, but now cannot buy a hit. Well, shouldn't have said that. Or I just helped turn Bob Musial's fortunes around as Musial singles into left field. First hit of the series. He needed that. Pat Collins comes to the plate. Bob Musial first pitch, though, steals second base. So runner on scoring position, nobody out. As we said, Pat Collins is the hitter. Collins has singled his first time up and then has walked twice. So Pat Collins pops it up right side. Bill Wambsgans makes the catch. That's the first out. Here's Mark Koenig, who is 1 for 3. Fly ball to right, pretty deep, but Elmer Smith's going to make the catch. Bob Musial tags up, and he will advance to third. So there are now 2 outs. Joe Dugan comes to the plate. He walked his first 2 times up, then he flew out. And Dugan comes through. Loops the ball over the second baseman's head. It will fall in to right field for a base hit, scoring a run 5-3 now in favor of the Indians. come to the pitcher spot with Pipgras, so we will send up a pinch hitter. It will be Ray Morhart. Morhart 0 for 2 at the plate this season. Hard hit ball, third base line. Larry Gardner dives for it. He makes the stop, gets to his feet, throws to first in time to beat Morhart. Great play by Larry Gardner, and that's the third out. The Yankees do score one run, however, and we go to the ninth. It's 5-3. Yankees need a new pitcher. It'll be Bob Shockey. Shockey. This is his 7th appearance. 2-0 record, but a 6.52 ERA. We're facing the Indians 2, 3, and 4 hitters, starting with Doc Johnston. Johnston's 1 for 4. Johnston's got a leadoff walk. Here's Joe Evans, 1 for 2. RBI single for Cleveland's last run in the 6th. Gonna look to bunt Johnston over, though. But we have strike 1 and strike 2 on Evans. 2 strikes. He'll keep trying to bunt. And he will be successful. Puts it down on the right side. He's retired, but Johnston does move to second base. That'll bring up Elmer Smith, 2 for 4 today, 8 for 14 in the series. He's homered earlier in this game. He's got a runner on second with 1 out. Can he restore the Indians' lead to 3? He does not. Fly ball to left. Bob Measle makes the catch for the second out. That brings Steve O'Neill to the plate. He is 1 for 3 as a sacrifice fly. He's driven in 4 runs in this series. Chance for another one here, but 2 outs, runner on second. Nope, pops it up. Nope, actually doesn't. Shockey strikes him out for the third out. So we go to the bottom of the 9th. Guy Morton looking to finish this one off. But he'll be facing the top of the order for the Yankees. The Yankees had a 2-run lead in the bottom of the 9th of game number 2. Cleveland scored twice to send it to extra innings. Situation's reversed here. New York needs 2 to tie, 3 to win. Earl Combs to lead things off. He is 1 for 4 today and 1 for 12 in this series. Guy Morton strikes him out for the first out. Brings up Tony Lazzeri, who's 1 for 4. 3 for 13 in the series. Morton strikes him out. And here we come to Babe Ruth. Ruth walked his first 2 times up. Morton has struck him out the last 2 times. Cleveland looking to win this series. Clinch the series win right here. And for the 3rd time in a row, Guy Morton strikes out Babe Ruth. That is the ball game. Cleveland, 3 straight wins over New York. This one by a score of 5-3. For the 1920 Indians, 5 runs on 8 hits, no errors, 9 runners left on. For the 27 Yankees, 3 runs on 6 hits, no errors, 9 runners left on base. 8 hits for the Indians. Elmer Smith and Bill Wambsgans both had 2-hit games. Elmer Smith and Ray Chapman both hit home runs. Guy Morton, complete game victory, 9 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned. Survived 6 walks, struck out 11 Yankees. With that, Guy Morton improves to 3-1 on the season. For the Yankees, they had 6 hits, almost doubled what they did in the first 2 games. Only had 7 in the first 2, just 6 today. 6 hits by 6 different Yankees. No extra base hits. Combs, Dugan, Reuther had the RBIs. Dutch Reuther will take the loss, 6 innings, 8 hits, 5 runs, all of them earned, 5 walks, 2 strikeouts. Reuther will fall to 1-2 on the season. George Pipgras pitched 2 innings in relief. Bob Shockey pitched the final inning. So with that, the Indians have won their 8th game in a row. They have improved to 15-4. The Yankees dropped to 15-8. So the team's tied in the win column. The Yankees have 4 more losses than the Indians. So with that, Cleveland has a 2-game lead in the standings. They will play one more game, game number 4. Yankees have to have that one, or else this season may be over. So that's it from Yankee Stadium, where the Indians have beaten the Yankees 5-3. They've won games 1, 2, and 3. We'll have game 4 on YouTube in the near future, so keep an eye out for that. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like and subscribe.